I'm Madeline Harvey, and welcome to day 3 of our Vocal Makeover Challenge. We've been using these days, these 7 days within our challenge, to isolate the foundations of the voice, each building on top of the other. So today we're going to talk about resonance. Have you ever wondered what makes your voice so unique and special? It's your head space. Your resonating chambers give your voice the sound that only you can give it. So in today's lesson, we're going to get in there and we're going to explore the uniqueness of your acoustics. So if you like today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click that subscribe button below. I would love to see you here more often. The video that you're about to see was taken as a clip from a live lesson that was shot earlier today. If you'd like to watch the entire live, then I encourage you to press that join button below and become a member of this channel. As a member, you'll have unique access, exclusive access to all of our lives that we do every Monday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. But if you're in a country where that's like really late for you, fear not. You can access the members only area with 70 plus hours of voice lessons to continue your work in between our lives. So again, just click that join button. It's only $4.99 a month, and your contribution helps to support our channel. That way we can continue to deliver awesome content that's catered to you. You ready to get started? Here we go. So when we're talking about resonators, we're specifically talking about what's called the channel resonators. And that is the throat. Yes, the throat is a resonator. So the throat, and as it goes up into the mouth, and then into the nose, and then into the head spaces. So it's our objective to explore these spaces today so that you feel that you can play your face like you're a wind instrument. So I just want to say that one more time, just to really put it into perspective. When you sing, I want you to play your face like it's a wind instrument, okay? So we're just gonna jump right in. I am so glad to see everyone. Oh, and just to let you know, just like Kimberly and her husband, welcome y'all. We do these lives every Monday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So whether you're joining us live or you're catching these lives later as they're recorded, because maybe you live in a country where it's super late. We're just happy to have you here. So let's just jump right in. So playing your face like it's a wind instrument. That's our mantra for today. We've got to make sure, just like with our first day of freeing the voice of this challenge, that we remove the influence of the jaw, the tongue, and the back of the throat. The channel resonators, as they're very sensitive to shaping. We're going to get into tone later in the challenge, but today we're going to take sort of everything away from your voice. That way you don't have anything offering any sort of assistance. This will help us be able to target that airflow into the resonator much more effectively. So that way you don't ever feel like you've got 3 voices, like a sort of chest voice, sort of weird mix, and then a sort of head voice. We want to play our faces like they're wind instruments. So that means using the breath as a means to flow into the face and into the combination of resonators. That way we have a blended, unified one instrument. So like I said just a second ago, we're going to go general before we get super specific. So let's go ahead and bow our head. So we're going to allow gravity to influence the jaw, just sort of gently tugging on the jaw. If you can feel the influence of gravity, you're good. Allow the jaw to be gently tugged at by gravity. Let your face relax. Good. Let the tongue sort of lay heavy inside of the mouth. And if you want to let the tongue come forward and sort of rest on top of the bottom teeth, just so you can feel it's resting inside the mouth, that's good. And then at the back of our throat, we're just going to let that be nice and neutral, meaning we're not going to offer up any sort of vowel sound. So let's just see what I mean by that really quickly. Let everything hang. And notice that the back of the throat is in a nice neutral position. Now from there, can you say for me an ah vowel? So like ah, and then you kind of feel the back of the throat pull back a little bit, create what's called a back space, and that's the shape of that ah vowel. Yeah, let's try that again. Neutral. Neutral. Yeah. So no shaping of the throat today, just so we can feel what I mean by no influence of the back of the throat. So what kind of sound can we make that has no vowel in it? Well, we can make an H-U-H sound. That sounds like yeah, it's just you're using that H to blow the air through a nice neutral back of the throat. Sound good? So getting very, very, very general. What kind of resonators do we have? Why do we call the chest voice, the chest voice, the head voice, the head voice, and what's up with this mix? Well, just so we're nice and on the same page with everything, all a specific resonator is a space in your face where the sound is taking place. So it's just basically a small place where a cluster of pitches will happen to resonate. Usually in our chest, our throat, and our mouth consist of the chest voice. But there's actually quite a small cluster of pitches. We're going to see today. And then through the mouth and the back of the throat, the back of the nose, also called the nasal port, and a little bit of the nose, that's sort of called the mix, just simply because we are mixing resonating spaces. And then the head voice consists of the nose, the front of the nose, the latter, that will be our nose itself, in between our eyes, and all our sinus cavities, and our brain. Yeah, we're going to feel our brain resonating today. It's going to be lots of fun. So that's quite a lot. But all I want you to think about is you're playing your face like it's a wind instrument. That's our mantra. So go ahead and bow our head again. Feel gravity tug on the jaw. Offer up a nice speech level sound. It doesn't have to be a specific on-pitch sound. It could just be something that feels speech-like for you, just as a solid starting point. So if I go, I feel that happening mostly in the chest, but it's shared throughout my throat and my mouth and a little bit of my nose as well. So let's try something like that together again. Good. Very good. Now let's take it from there. We're just going to slide. So I just want you to observe. We're playing our face like it's a wind instrument. So let's just observe. It starts here, and then the breath carries it up to here on the higher note. So we're just going to slide. Don't be so delineated about it. Nice and sloppy. Feel that A flat, that top note sort of arrive here by virtue of the breath. Good. Try that one more time. Good. Now you just want to observe. Observe, but don't control. You've got the notes in your sort of mind's ear. You kind of anticipate what it sounds like, but then you're just sort of releasing the breath into the face. Remember, we're playing our face like it's a wind instrument. Here we go. Good, try it again. Good, as we've made our way up in this F, that's really where it sort of hits me right between the eyes. So you don't have to get specific like that just yet. You'll just feel a little bit of pressure, like you're wearing a hat, like vibration. Let's try that one again. Good, and just like our first day, we want to make sure that that jaw, that tongue, and that throat are asleep. They're asleep. They're not doing anything to influence that sound. If I tense even a little, give a listen at how that's going to sabotage the sound. Yeah, it completely stops the sound because that little bit of movement pinches the vocal tract. So right now, we want the vocal tract to be super neutral so we can isolate and feel the flow of that breath, playing our face like it's a wind instrument. So don't worry about if it's too high, or if it's too high, drop out. But if it helps, imagine that you're sending your breath up the top of your head, like where my bun is. You don't have to move. You don't have to move to make anything happen. Good, let's take it back down. Good, now you might notice that as we've gone from high notes, it feels like the note is up here, and then each successive note descending may feel like it's sort of stepping down the face. Like that. So right here on this F, I'm feeling that F5 right there, like I have a third little I. That's just where I feel the resonance is happening. Just the bouncing of the vibrations around the skull. Good. Deb says, feeling a tiny bit of movement at the back of the throat on real high notes. If that's the case, sing what's called sottovoce, which means just half the voice. Just go a little gentler on it. Good. Yeah, just blow the low note and the high note and back down to the low note as if you're playing a wind instrument. Let's continue. Feel now, I'm definitely in my chest as a dominant note on the first one. So it's really, really important for me to remember that as I go from this A flat to this A flat, this does not move, because I'm kind of crossing between a dominance here in the chest to a dominance here in the nose. So I've got to make sure I'm nice and relaxed right here. Let's try that one again together. Very good, very good. Now this is a general exercise, but this is a really great way to understand that the breath needs to be free to move through the body right now without interruption, without shaping, without getting too attached to the quality of the sound. There's been a couple of really, really great statements that I want to read out loud. Kimberly says, the higher I go, the more air I need. Absolutely. Absolutely. Partly because the higher we go, and it's not so much the more air volume, it's more the air pressure. That air has to be more, it has to be more concentrated, more pressurized, because these spaces, I like to call like the nose, like a cave full of caves. So there's a lot of different caves within the nose. It's considered a big resonator, but it's a big space filled with lots of little spaces. So you're going to be sending the air through those smaller spaces. You'll need a higher degree of air pressure, which also means you've got to stay calm right here as much as you possibly can. Anira says, it keeps jumping some notes. Is it because I haven't warmed up? Yeah, but there could also be, and we're going to see now in this next exercise, there could also be resonating spaces that the specific acoustic spot is completely unfamiliar for you. So what we're going to do now that we've done a nice general exercise of allowing the air to flow just freely through our resonating spaces, we want it to flow unencumbered. Now let's get very, very specific. we're going to explore and we're going to map out your face's specific acoustics. If you think about it, our faces are what make us unique, right? They're all in the shape of a human skull, hopefully, but the nuances of those shapes make the sounds very different from one person to the next. And it's one of those things that makes the human voice sort of irrepeatable because it's so nuanced, it's so varied and different. So now that we've gone general, let's map out our unique personal acoustics. You guys ready?